So we're back in the woods. We're gonna have a look behind some of the tricks in going all in. Obviously, before, in the edit, the opening clip was the flip manual. On that day, we shot the flip manual and we shot the water berm. The problem that we had is that after the flip manual, I just went to do a suicide no-hander just to link the clip. And as I landed, it fractured the headset cup in my frame. It broke the bearing as well, so we had to take the bearing out the headset. And so I just rode the entire water berm shot with no headset, basically. Just no bearing in it and a cracked headset cup. So every time you loaded the suspension, the leverage coming from the bike would just make it so you couldn't move the headstock. So when you land a jump or when you rail a berm, you just can't turn the bars. So obviously on that attempt where I fell off, I think what happened was that I loaded the bike up so hard coming into the berm, I just leant in right off the start and just 90 degree, just ploughing around the berm, falling off. And I think I was fully submerged before I even let go of the handlebars.
Oh, Rob. How are you, dude?
You all right? I said I was going to lean in, I wasn't lying. We know now that the only way to drag it is to actually fall off and then sort of grip 2/3 of the way around the berm to get that extra lean angle.
It hurt.
That was only take one.
Oh, why did that just happen to me in my life?
Now we are at the flip manual, the first clip in going all in, and possibly the most difficult. I'd never tried this trick before either. When I built these set of trails, I'd made them with this sort of like drop down into a roller into the next set. And I had always imagined doing a flip manual because coming from the skate park, that was like a trick I used to do a lot of. But at the time, what I didn't realise is that the landing is so steep and the transition is so sharp coming into the roller that it was really hard to just sort of balance the manual and just carry it on over the roller. So what we learnt is that I had to sort of use the momentum of the transition to keep the front wheel up till about halfway. And then as I started to hit where the transition changes, I had to just try and fall off the back so that it would just sort of keep the front wheel up enough to keep it over the roller. So that's why we had a lot of outtakes where I'd just slap the front wheel on the roller. It was literally a monsoon that day. Like, it was so wet. I was at the top every run, my goggles were just steamed up, couldn't see a thing. I was soaked. My back brake wasn't working properly because it was just soaked wet through. So it just made it proper hard work.
How many goes do you think it took then, Rob? Have a guess.
I'm gonna guess north of 50, maybe closer to 100, but I don't know.
Give me an exact number.
I'm gonna go with 65. 63.
Wrong way.
70, 75, 78, 79?
Yeah.
79 attempts, really?
Yeah, it was mate, I ran backwards and forwards 79 times.
I did 79 backflips. We're at the Asylum skate park in Huffwaite, and this is the, well, it's not really a back rail foo-canoe, it's just a very big foo-canoe.
Why are you making him do it?
I don't know, I feel like I've got to be that guy. Go out on the big bikes and he pushes me to do stuff, so we're in my domain now. So, we're getting set up there.
There's a few interesting things about this one. So, it's not actually straight. You might notice that the coping is at a slight angle to the foo-canoe. So it was actually a little bit hipped going at it. And the next one is obviously in the video, you might have noticed at the start that we got some ducting and put it around the down tube on my frame, my Chrome Mag Monk. And the reason why is because I've never actually stalled a metal back rail and I couldn't really judge my speed very well. And I was a bit worried I was going to go a bit slow and just smash the down tube into it. Foofing this. It's Tom's idea, not mine. Please do not climb over the banister to access the cafe/toilet.
Let's hope you're not accessing
the cafe, mate. If I open the cafe, there's something wrong. Because I was nervous that I was going to smash the down tube on it, I went way too fast on the first go, so I didn't hit the frame on the rail. Went straight over it. Straight down the stairs. Oh, that sucked, didn't it? That properly sucked. It didn't hurt. It genuinely didn't hurt.
I think Tom thought you were dead.
When I fell off and I was coming down the stairs, as soon as I hit like the 4th stair, I knew I was all right. So I was shouting, "I'm okay," to everybody else. I knew they were going to think I'd died. And they couldn't hear me because it was making such a racket. So about 5 seconds later, when I actually came to a heap down here, I was like, don't worry, I'm okay, I'm okay.
Sorry about that. I'm hoping I'm not going to come over again.
Dude, honestly, it sounded like you fell down like a 50 set. It was just going...
Straight in the step.
How many times did this one take, do you reckon?
What was it, about 8 times maybe?
Probably, yeah.
About 8 times. It's a weird one because you can't really tell, but with the wall for the cafe at the back, it was a bit off-putting that I felt like my front wheel was gonna touch it before I came back in. So it took me a few attempts to just get the confidence to trust that I wasn't gonna catch anything. That trick is the sort of trick where you have to, when you leave the ramp just here, you have to know you're doing that one. Because when you land on it, you don't get time to make your mind up if you want to do it or not. You have to hit it with enough lean that you're going straight back in whether you like it or not. It was a big pull. Yeah. The one that I actually landed, I still don't think I was quite as committed as I needed to be. So I ended up quite on top of the railing. So when you're like that, you have to really yank it back into the ramp. So we're here at Ollerton Skate Park, 5 minutes from my house, and we're going to have a look at the flare to manual 180. So when we came to Ollerton, I'd been back on the hardtail 3 months tops. We'd filmed up the trails the day before, all day, so I was absolutely shattered. Flare manual was the last trick I did that day. I had the worst cramp I've ever had in my hamstrings, and I was dropping in and just pumping the quarter to get to this quarter pipe. My legs were locking out.
How's the body feeling?
Cramp everywhere. I'm having to work for this one.
When we filmed the 360 bar spin to no-hander, on one of them, I threw the bar spin, and as I caught the bar spin, my leg literally locked out with cramp, and I couldn't move, and I almost fell off. So it was proper difficult. We went to Tesco, we got a few bananas, and I drank some water. We went at it. What was happening is that I was getting the manual okay, and then it's just a 180. I could do that all the time normally, but as I landed backwards, because of the cramp, my legs just wouldn't pedal backwards. My legs just kept on blowing off the pedals. We had to just keep going at it, and in the end, I got a good enough fakie that despite my legs not being able to move properly, I managed to just turn it around. That's why on the clip, the one that I land is like not really a half cab, it's more of like a pivot back round, because I just couldn't get my legs to go backwards properly. After that clip, I threw my bike away because I was like, oh, thank God for that. And then I looked down and looked up, and as I looked up, it was just going straight towards Nico's expensive camera.
It's cramped up. Thank God for that.
Well done, mate. How many goes do you think the flip manual took?
60.
Flipping hell, right on the number.
Was it 60?
Yeah.
Was it 60?
Yeah.
60.
What he knows. Your legs will never forget.
They'll never
60.
forget. I felt every single one of them. Oh my God!
How are you, dude?
I said I was going to lean in, I won't lie.